origins of Halloween date back long ago, about 2,000 years ago, when an ancient tribe known as the Celts inhabited many parts of Europe, mainly parts of France and the British Isles. Back then, Halloween was much different than now. The Celts also didn't call it Halloween and instead referred to it as Samhain. Samhain was pretty bizarre. Everyone would light bonfires and dress in costumes. But they did this because they believed if they didn't do this celebration, ghosts and actual demons and monsters would rise from the dead and cause widespread famine and death. The Celts also chilled out with their respective clan families and wore their costumes to trick whatever demons there was and sort of blend in with them. And this was pretty much ancient Halloween, but it would change a lot in the coming centuries. Fast forward to the year 39 BC. The Romans by this time were a rising power, and had conquered much of the Celtic lands. After the Roman conquests, much of the Celtic land and their traditions began to merge with Roman traditions, most notably Feralia, which was a Roman holiday celebrating Pomona, a Roman goddess of fruit and trees. This tradition merged with the Celtic holiday of Samhain, and it's likely the reason why we bop for apples on Halloween. It was very popular in Rome and brought popularity to the holiday across the empire. After the fall of Rome, the tradition stuck with the barbarians, who had collapsed Rome, and they soon adopted the holiday. It also was very popular in the Eastern Roman Empire. The holiday once again evolved in the year 609. Pope Boniface IV decided to hold a feast in the Pantheon, which was a giant Roman temple in Rome, and it was also very hard to draw. Anyways, he held this feast in the name of the Christian martyrs, and this was known as All Saints' Day, and it blended Christian traditions with the old Celtic ways, and it sort of replaced them, and also Christianized them at the same time. Another Christian holiday known as All Souls' Day, which was very similar to Samhain. They would light bonfires, but it was much bigger with parades and dressing up in more costumes, and this gradually assimilated the Celtic beliefs. Halloween's name developed from the Old English name for Saints' Day, which was All Hallow Messy. I think that's how you say that. And Samhain in Old English was All Hallows Eve. And somewhere in time, these two words merged and became Halloween, which is how the holiday got its name. Halloween continued to be a popular European tradition throughout the centuries, mainly with young people. They would go to people's houses and ask for food, and they would also go all throughout the towns telling spooky stories, and this is where trick-or-treating came from. Halloween had a slow start in the New World. Life was difficult there, and for a long time it didn't take off very well, and it was only practiced in some small communities. But then by the 1800s and early 1900s, mass waves of Irish immigrants began to settle in America, and then being descendants of the old Celtic tribes had practiced the tradition, and helped take it off in America. By the 1900s, modern Halloween had developed, and after the centuries of being in Europe, it was now popular on another continent, and had now taken the form of the Halloween we all know and love. And before I end this video, I just want to say a few things. I just want to say I'm sorry this took a bit to make, but I really underestimated this project. I had to do a lot more research than I thought, because the history of Halloween was pretty complicated. And also, a little thing about this script is I actually planned to do this last year, like last Halloween, but I never got around to it because I was busy with other stuff. And also the reason why this was late was because school and stuff, I had like a bunch of tests to do, and I goofed up on a math test, but that's not important. All that matters is that this video is done, and I am so glad that this is finally done. And I'm sorry it's late, but I'm happy about it. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say about Halloween, and all I got for this video. If I got anything wrong, tell me in the comments. And yeah, that's all for this video, broskies. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next epic video. Alright.